All of America is on alert. Millions of protesters are set to flood the streets in the massive No Kings demonstrations across the nation. These protests culminate amid the hottest political tensions in Washington. A government shutdown and a brutal war of words between Democrats and Republicans. Will law enforcement be able to control the crowds? Here is an in-depth look at what is expected to happen across the U.S. tomorrow. From Capitol Hill to the streets of San Francisco, tensions in Washington are reaching a boiling point, stalling any solution to the government shutdown. The trigger? A sharp war of words. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries slammed White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt after she claimed the Democratic Party consisted of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. Jeffries called Leavitt demented, ignorant, a stone-cold liar, or all of the above. Leavitt fired back, calling Jeffries an America last stone-cold loser. On Capitol Hill, the Republican Party, GOP, claims the No Kings demonstrations are the reason Democrats are delaying a deal to end the shutdown. They are labeling the protests a Hate America rally. However, President Trump dismisses that. He believes the action is merely a maneuver for Senator Chuck Schumer to look like he's fighting him. Millions are taking to the streets over seriously critical issues. The main goal of the No Kings rallies is to oppose the Trump administration's mass deportation push and the threats to take over elections, as well as slash healthcare, environmental protections, and education. These protests are considered highly risky, prompting Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin to take extreme steps. Both have readied their state National Guard troops to respond should unrest occur during the No Kings actions in their respective states. In Austin, law enforcement is even monitoring for possible terror links and promises swift action against any lawbreakers. We now turn to a live check-in from major cities across the U.S. 1. Philadelphia, Philly. Following a car-free bike ride event, the No Kings 2.0 march will begin at City Hall and end at Independence Mall. Organizers anticipate a smaller, but still thousand-strong crowd than the June rally. 2. Atlanta. There were initial claims that permits were blocked, but the city of Atlanta strongly denied it and stated they worked closely with organizers to approve the necessary permits for a safe and successful event. Atlanta police will fully monitor the rally scheduled at the Civic Center. 3. San Francisco. Large protests are planned at Civic Center Plaza. Organizers expect tens of thousands of people, part of the millions in the national action. The mayor and local police chief are openly rejecting the deployment of the National Guard by the Trump administration. Mayor Lurie guarantees law enforcement will be fully staffed to facilitate free speech. Amid these large-scale preparations, the message from law enforcement across the U.S. is uniform. They will facilitate peaceful demonstrations, but violence and property destruction will not be tolerated. San Francisco police, for example, promises to hold anyone who breaks the law accountable, even as they respect the right to protest. This political tension has driven millions of Americans to exercise their constitutional rights. This morning will be a major test for American free speech and law enforcement.